Hi stock investors, JJ here. Welcome back. Well, today we're going to have a look at what Peter Thiel, investor Peter Thiel, has said about Bitcoin. What he's saying now. He's been, a strong supporter of Bitcoin in the past. I think he has owned a lot. Let's see what he's got to say now. He also talks about Nvidia, the stock of the moment, what he thinks about that, and the chip makers.
We are at the Aspen Ideas Festival, where I spoke to billionaire investor Peter Thiel. He made a lot of news here yesterday, and one of the things I asked him about was his take on Nvidia and whether the AI giants can maintain its position as one of the most valuable companies.
I suspect Nvidia will. I think it will maintain its position for a while. I think the game theory on it is something like all the big tech companies are going to start to try to design their own AI chips, so they don't have to do the 10x markup to Nvidia. And then how hard is it for them to do it? How long will it take? If they all do it, then the chips become a commodity and nobody makes money in chips.
That makes some sense there. That's, he's thinking about capitalism, how it works there. There's pretty big barriers to entry to get into this space to, Nvidia's kind of way ahead and it takes time there. But when there are big profits like Nvidia's been getting, then other competitors, everybody wants to get in on some of those profits. That's the way capitalism works. And Peter Thiel is well aware of that, so that's what he thinks might happen. I tend to agree, but how long will that take? He said Nvidia will maintain its position. I do kind of think that in its run up, we think of Cisco back in the day in the dot-com bubble, and I've made videos about that before from various points of view. By the way, this is not investment advice at all. This is just for entertainment and education purposes. You need to make your own decisions, do your own work on these things, but Peter Thiel's perspective is always interesting. They said, he's a billionaire investor. He was the first investor in Facebook. He's got a lot of things right. He's invested in SpaceX, as we said in the other video today about Peter Thiel. Go and see that if you want to. Let's see what else he's got to say now about Bitcoin.
I also asked Thiel about TikTok, given his early investment in Facebook, and whether he thinks that TikTok is a national security threat.
We are incompetent and slow and bureaucratic, and we will never get our act together in dealing with the problems of China until the day they invade Taiwan, and then it will be shut down within 24 hours. And since I think there's a 50-50 chance that China will invade Taiwan in the next 5 years, my advice to the TikTok CEO was you should take all your people and computers and get them out of China, because once Taiwan gets invaded, it'll be too late. So that's my advice. But you don't need to worry about us doing anything before then.
So talking about TikTok there, of course, remember that he is one of the founders of Palantir, a big investor in Palantir, and they haven't got clients in China. They're kind of very adversarial when it comes to China, and so that's his point of view. TikTok, get out of China if they don't want to be banned in the US.
He's putting a 50-50 chance on that, by the way. And Becky and Joe, I know I had showed you a clip of Peter talking about Bitcoin earlier, and we were looking actually for a different clip because he really made a market call that is very succinct, and I want to show you that right now.
Finally, Bitcoin.
Have you sold any of your Bitcoin?
I still hold some. There are all these ways I didn't buy as much as I should have, and I'm not sure it's going to go up that dramatically from here.
He struggled to say that, but thinks it's not going to go up dramatically from here. That's different to what he said in the past.
That clip is even longer, and hopefully maybe we'll show you some of that. You're going to be able to find all this, by the way, online. I'm sure we'll talk more.
Might have some look at some of that later on.
Andrew, I'm getting flat. I had someone say this person has to be fired. One of the hodlers, because the other day I was saying, yeah, if you bought it at 8, I can't imagine. I'm afraid at $60,000. $60,000 is a lot. This is when it was dropping, and they say, "Oh yeah, you got to buy it here." I think it was Pomp was on. That's right. Pomp was on saying, "You got to buy it here. You got to buy it here." And it's like, well, if you bought it at 8, $60,000 is a lot of money to buy one Bitcoin.
It is, but you don't have to buy one, of course. It can be endlessly divided up.
But if you believe it's going to, like Tom Lee, you should.
If you're Tom Lee or Cathy Woods, you believe it keeps going.
Yeah, they think it's going to go to 1 million. Going to go to 1 million. So what do you think of that? Let me know in the comments what you think of what, the Bitcoin price could be. Is it going to go much dramatically from here? Is Peter Thiel wrong? Or let me know about any of those other subjects that he talked about there. Now, I'm going to put a link on the screen to the video that YouTube thinks that you should watch next. So go and see that now if you want to. And also subscribe to this channel. It's a new channel and we're just getting going here. So do that if you want to see more of this kind of thing in the future. Thanks to everybody for watching to this one, and I'll see you in the next one.